Hey everybody, David Bucinelli with Studio 16 Architecture. Welcome to another episode of Design Talk. I'm standing outside the brand new Monsignor Farrell High School Performance and Wellness Center. This is my third project for Farrell, the second since 2019. This addition that I'm standing in front of, my firm designed in 1999. And now, all these years later, we came back after the completion of the Brother Henry S. Wright Learning Commons to do a renovation of what was formerly known as the weight room. So let's go inside and I'll give you a detailed look at what this facility looks like. Come on in. So this is the end result of the process that began about a year ago. We essentially gut renovated the place. We took the old, and it was simply a lower ceiling, 2x4 acoustical ceiling tiles, fluorescent recessed lighting, and the weightlifting equipment on a tile floor. That really didn't fit the bill for the needs of a 21st century high school athletic program. So the previous program was universal weightlifting machines, and they were utilized to the greatest extent possible along with free weights. As the athletic programs developed, the school recognized the need to have a true state-of-the-art performance and wellness center. And this is what you see here. The project was a true collaboration among myself, the school, the general contractor, Eamon Shields of Daggert Construction, and Powerlift, who was the company who did the layout of the equipment specification, and the flooring. There was a multi-layered design scheme here, and it all began with the fact that this addition was added to and incorporated an old precast concrete outdoor terrace, what was formerly an outdoor terrace. So right next to the concrete structure was the new steel structure. And the desire of the school was to have a contemporary, semi-industrial type of exposed ceiling so that it reflected the strength of the athletes and the students that are training here. But in looking at it and studying it, there needed to be a way of bridging that gap between old concrete structure and 22-year-old steel structure. And that's where the need for a ceiling system came into play. And it also gave us the ability to integrate well a modern lighting system. So this ceiling is all hexagons on a special suspension system. And the lighting, which is about 1.5 inches wide and about 2 feet long, all fit between the ceiling panels. It's a fully integrated system. And you can see when you walk through from the hallway, which became part of the project, into the Wellness Center, there was a procession set up, but also a randomness set up to the ceiling tile. So we didn't want to stay in any kind of a regular pattern. We wanted it to be pixelated, so to speak, so that it wasn't rigid. And it lends a muscularity and a strength to the space. And of course, we threw in some tiles that have the Monsignor Farrell maroon color. So the combination of the glass and the clerestory windows that are on this side, which let in a lot of natural light, gives the space a more open, transparent feeling, where before, with the existing masonry wall, which had the original stone veneer, it was a lot more cave-like. So certainly we wanted to give that sense of more expansive space within the same footprint. The hallway, well, normally not considered a big part of any design, was really important for this project because it is the main circulation path from the locker room to the gymnasium. So it was previously the original concrete block. It was painted white. It had the original tile floors, and this all had to be rectified and integrated into it. So we renovated this whole space. We poured a brand new floor with exposed aggregate, nice and polished, perfectly level, perfectly at the right height with the padded floor in the Wellness Center. And we integrated colored tiles in the ceiling, and that's all well and good. But the biggest part was that the school commissioned the super graphics for the walls. The original idea was to just give it a nice coat of plaster or laminate some sheetrock to the wall, but this was the idea that the school pushed, and this was just absolutely perfect. And it's full of inspirational quotes, primarily from Coach Dennis Barrett, who coached the Farrell varsity football team to many, many varsity high school championships for, I don't know, 2 or 3 decades. I forget which. He was the football coach when I was here, and I'm an '83 graduate. So he was here before me, and he was here after me. So the very, very important part of this project. And now you can see the importance of the glass. So now you can see right into the Wellness Center. We have the graphics on the glass, and the Farrell Lion, silver from this side, and with the school colors from the other side. So we took what was once a dark, kind of nondescript hallway, and we elevated it to be a completely integrated part of the Wellness Center and the gymnasium and locker facility as well. So like I said, the ceiling system was designed to bridge the 2 different structural systems and be rather random and pixelated, but it was also meant to lead you in. So from here, coming in from the hallway, it expands to the left and leads you into the Wellness Center and brings you all the way down through to the other end. Right? And you can see how it's randomly set up and how the lighting is random, but yet gives great lighting coverage. We had a light study done, a photometric study done, and we had nice even light with this system, which is what we needed here to keep everybody safe. And so you could see, which is really super important, I think. The padding here, like I said before, was meant to bounce medicine balls off of. If you've ever thrown a medicine ball back and forth, you know, it's a good workout. And this is part of the training. So these are backed up by plywood. There's impact-resistant gypsum board behind it, as well as really stiff, heavy-duty metal studs that are braced against the existing masonry wall. So really, it would take a whole lot to do any kind of impact damage on this particular wall. The structure is exposed. The columns, which were previously enclosed with 1-hour rated sheetrock, as the building code mandates it, that enclosure was taken off, and we coated it with a special paint known as intumescent paint. And under fire conditions, fire and heat, it literally swells up and protects the steel column from fire damage for a minimum of 1 hour. So that meets code requirement, plus it gives that exposed structure that was part of the design brief that we had to have. Air distribution was redone, and we moved the ductwork that was previously above the hung ceiling to a single spiral silver duct that runs along the windows at the ceiling level. And that blows air nicely across the room and gives good heating and cooling for when students are in here training. And like I said, this is the state-of-the-art weightlifting equipment. This is like the Lamborghini of weightlifting equipment. When I first saw this and I saw the finish and I saw the exposed welds, before anybody even touched it, everybody was just amazed at the physical presence of this equipment. It truly is world class. And the students are extremely fortunate to be working with such equipment. And I got to give the school credit for choosing the right company and getting this equipment into here, because this really is going to make a difference in the health and the fitness of the student body at large, as well as the performance of the various sports teams. Very important. And you know, we did things and we wrapped the hexagons around the pipe columns to give this sense of that the pipe is penetrating the ceiling system. And you could see the integration where the original concrete beam is kind of bridged by the hexagon and the light, and this column is there penetrating the ceiling system. So it's all about strength and motion and randomness, yet the training is certainly not random. Certainly never random. There's always a method and a goal here with the training that takes place in this room. There's a fully integrated audio-visual system, 3 LED screens and cameras that will capture the performance and the training of the students for video replay for training purposes. That plus the mirrors on the wall give the students the proper form. They're able to see themselves, how they're lifting, how they're jumping, how they're sprinting, and able to make improvements right there on the spot without having to have a film reel and having to go into a conference room and watch a film reel. So they could do it virtually as it happens. And there's an audio system that's state-of-the-art and will pump the appropriate music for such workouts. And all of this was all part of the original design brief. These are the things we had to have in there, and it was just a matter of putting pen to paper and really wringing it out. And that design came out, and all the credit goes to Eamon Shields of Daggert Construction for putting together an impeccably built job. I mean, just the integration and the coordination to get the hallway floor at the exact right height so that when the slab in this room was leveled and this floor padding was put on, that it would be a perfect, seamless transition from one space to the other was just completely amazing how he did that. So all credit goes to him. And that's pretty much it. This is the new Monsignor Farrell High School Performance and Wellness Center. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos. Catch us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Click the subscribe button for this channel, because I'd be most grateful if you do that. And I'll see you again on the next episode of Design Talk.